pass and cut. It's a rule if you run the read and react offense. If you don't run the read and react, and if you only cut under certain conditions, then you've probably encountered some problems. Those problems are solved when you make it a rule. Let me explain. In order to gain an advantage on your defender, your basket cut must be decisive and aggressive. To be decisive and aggressive consistently, cutting after a pass needs to be an automatic reflex. There's only one way to create such a reflex, and that's to make it into a rule and drill it until it's a habit. Now, before we examine our game clips and how the scoring occurs, I need to dispel a myth. Passing and cutting alone is not the read and react offense. Passing and cutting alone will not be enough to be an offense by itself. However, if it's used the way we do it in the read and react, it will create spacing, player movement, and ball movement. You will score layups with it. You will find open shots of all kinds. It will create driving opportunities and chances for post play. In fact, the passing and cutting rules of the read and react will create 14 scoring opportunities that we name and drill for our players. In this course, we will cover 6 of these opportunities plus a bonus for a total of 7. Before the game clips, let's take 1 minute to show the basic rule for passing and cutting. Your first inclination with the ball might be to shoot or to drive. If you've caught the ball in your scoring range and if you have driving skills, those should be your first. But if you cannot beat your defender with the ball, then pass to a teammate and see if you can beat this defender without the ball. And if you can, we'll get you the ball back so that you can score. This is how I originally taught this action. It's one last chance to score after you pass without the ball. Passing and cutting became a rule because I noticed that when attacking the rim, it forces the defense to guard the rim. And not just the cutter, it forces the entire defensive team to help out. And that creates scoring opportunities for everyone else. Here's the rule, or rules. If you pass one spot away, skip passes, don't count, you must cut to the basket. If there's an empty spot opening up above you, you must fill that spot. That means this player must fill that spot. The player who cut, if it's you, after you cut to the basket, you must make a decision. Now, this could include posting up. It could include screening for a post player. Let's say a post player's there. You could come and screen for the post player. It includes screening for other players. So maybe you're going to set a back screen on someone, or maybe someone else is cutting through and you want to set them a screen, or you could just fill out to an empty spot. In the beginning, we teach them only to fill out. If they make a mistake like this, and this player fills up, if this player continues to this side and there's no empty spot, we just teach them to call a back screen. So they could call it on this player or this player. When they call a back screen, it forces, this is a rule, if someone calls it for you, calls your name and calls back screen, you must cut. And that allows this player to take their place. And that cleans up a lot of mistakes, and I teach that at every age level.